Good morning, here is Kramer's Corner with the daily technical updates. It is Thursday the 20th of July. Today we'll start with Netflix that released earnings aftermarket yesterday evening. And in the aftermarket and also this early morning, Netflix is down 7-8%, currently trading around 443. So that's a big sell-off there. So it looks really heavy. It seems like investors, they are not really happy about the earnings that came out and the comments from the conference. So let's see what happens in the pre-market when we get closer to actual normal trading session. But I will do an update later on, just around the market open, to see where the stock is trading. Tesla also announced earnings in aftermarket yesterday. A little bit disappointing also here. The stock is trading around 280, so that's about 4% lower. And that's going to be interesting if it can actually break below. If disappointment really kicks in, then 265 will be a key support level on the short term. And as you can see here, RSI has been showing divergence. You can see the peaks here on the RSI value has been dropping, whereas the market has been moving higher. So maybe we are in for a correction in Tesla. An update on the platform will also be sent out later today. On the actual index, and these two stocks, especially Tesla, can weigh a little bit heavy on those indices, especially on Nasdaq. Market moved a little bit higher yesterday on S&P 500. We are above 45, 46. There's still room up to 4,600, but it seems like it's really struggling to get there. What is interesting is that the RSI hasn't really cancelled this divergence. It needs to close above the 76.36 level here. And if we get a negative day today, which we could, it's indicated a tad lower in the pre-market here, but let's see when we get closer. So maybe we could be in for a correction there also. I said it for a long time that I think mid-July will be the peak, at least for short term, and we will see some weakness going into August before market picks up again going into September. But let's see about that. Nasdaq 100. Also high yesterday, very close to the 16,000, but still can't really cancel this divergence here. It's an imbalance in the market. You also have the MACD is also in balance, so really stretched uptrend here. So keep your stops tight. We could be in for a little bit of volatility with earnings coming in left and right and center at the moment. We are roughly halfway through. In the European markets, what was interesting yesterday was that DAX got rejected at 16,210, 209, 210 here, and that's quite important also with the RSI being rejected at 60. So we could see a setback possibly below the 16,000. We need a close above 16,210 for further upside. It's basically the same picture across most European markets. Here we are AEX, so they're basically range bound. Same with CAC40. It's only the Belgium market still kicking higher, and there is room up to 3850, 3900 short term. Quite interesting there. On the commodities side, gold is ticking higher, 1980, just touched the 1980, 87. It is in an uptrend with room up to around 2,000. I do expect we will see 2,000 be tested shortly, which is around the 618 retracement from the sell-off we saw earlier this year. So we are short-term in an uptrend. You will see higher highs and higher lows, and the medium-term chart also shows that we have reversed the trend to uptrend. Silver slowly ticking higher. There should be room up to around 26 and a half. Copper really not doing much, still range bound, so not really that exciting there. On the energy front, we have Brent crude oil zooming in a little bit, bounced off the 100 moving average just above the 38.2 retracement. That could potentially be the correction, but there's still risk a little bit lower. But we can see that the 21 and the 55 moving average coming up here, and they will add some support to it all. And we are in a short-term uptrend. Excuse me. The medium-term trend on a weekly is being tested. The falling trend line being tested at close above. Then it could be broken. So on the WTI, more or less the same picture here. Bounced off just above the 100 moving average, just above the cloud, just above the 38.2 retracement, and we're still in an uptrend. And we'll still be in an uptrend even if we went down to the 61.8 retracement there. On other fronts, on the commodities, we have grains, wheat being very strong the past couple of days. Currently are trading around this is the December contract, just trading around the 200 moving average, but the RSI is back above 60 in a bullish mode. There's no divergence. We could see a test of the previous peak here from a couple of weeks ago, and I also believe that we will see higher levels towards 800, possibly higher in the short term. Soybeans also taking higher. You see short term, it got rejected there at the 14.27.28 resistance, and there's a little bit of divergence. So maybe we should have a little bit of a setback down to around 13.75, possibly a little bit lower before a next move higher. Corn finally also has bounced really strongly, and I think we will see it to the 61.8 retracement at 573 shortly before a little bit of a setback, a correction. What is it will be key? Can we get RSI back above a 60 threshold? Finally, on FX markets, seems like the euro dollar got rejected at this 138.2 projection at 112.70. A little bit of correction down to around 111 is in the cards. But as you can see, the RSI is bullish and there is no divergence. We are likely to see it moving higher. Dollar index could move up to around 168, which was the support and now resistance, very key level. It could get close to test it before selling pressure resumes. Cable bounced off the 50% retracement at 128.66, but it seems fairly heavy, and I think we could see it down to the 61.8 retracement and 128, possibly dipping down to test the lower rising trend line here. That one should be observed before we will see higher level as well, before we see uptrend to resume. On euro sterling, sterling has confirmed this double bottom pattern here after closing above 86.60 with potential up to 88. But I think there will be a little bit of struggling going on here. But we have the RSI above 60 currently. It did close here above yesterday, so it is confirmed with potential to 88. A little bit of setback below is not unlikely. Finally, on dollar yen, bouncing off the support at 137.85, still trying to get back above 140. A little bit of struggle, but I think we will see that. We also have the 55 moving average still pointing higher, and there's some strong support around there. On yields, just very quickly, we have the US 10-year, some strong support at 368, 367. It could test that, but we also have the 55 and we have the 200 moving average adding some support. And as you can see here, we actually have a bullish cross. We have a golden cross, a gold cross that where the 55 is crossing over the 200. And if we get a bullish candle here today, well, then we could see the US 10-year yield resuming uptrend. All right, that's all for today. Talk to you again tomorrow with more exciting news. Thank you.